what a beautiful March afternoon. The sounds of spring are definitely in the air. Fantastic. Anyway, so just done lesson 20, which means I'm 2/3 of the way through my course. I can't believe it's gone so quick, from the cold December days through to the beautiful spring days of March. So I thought I'd do a quick chat just to talk about how I think I'm getting on at the moment, and also just to talk about if I'm going to stick with the LAPL, and also whether I'm going to go for the PPL license, which is what I covered on a video previously. So firstly, progress. So it's been fantastic. I'm enjoying every single minute of this, and I wish I'd done this before, and I wish I'd done this years ago. Still, I'm doing it now. That's the main thing. So for the most part, it's been very, very positive. Only a couple of lessons were a bit never got to a point where I've been thinking, should I be doing this? I've always gone through the course thinking, this is fantastic, great decision. But there have been a few bumps in the road. 2 lessons now, I've walked away thinking, feeling a little bit disheartened about it, not feeling it I'd done as good as I could, but the rest of the lessons have been absolutely fantastic. And now that we're doing navigation, that's just adding to it. It's brilliant. The next couple of lessons we'll be doing a short nav exercise, and I'll be then flying solo, which is really exciting. And also we'll be heading over to the Isle of Wight and navigating back through controlled airspace, which is also really exciting. One of the, I can't really call it a downside of learning at Compton, because it's such a beautiful airfield and the people are fantastic, but you don't get to experience air traffic control. It's just ground to air radio. So I've yet to experience proper ATC. Now I've been looking on YouTube on the ATC radio transmissions and trying to learn that way, and there have been hints and tips I've learnt. Get yourself a handheld receiver and go to a local airport and listen in. I haven't done that yet, but I think I will, now that we're coming to a stage where I'm going to be having to deal with ATC. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that, as I say, that'll be as we go through Bournemouth airspace. So that's good. I'm really looking forward to that. In terms of the quality of instruction, well, I can't fault Andrew. He's been absolutely fantastic. You don't get to see a lot of the sort of behind the scenes stuff, the pre-flight briefings and the post-flight briefings, and he's been fantastic there, explaining everything very, very well, and I have got no complaints whatsoever. And obviously the in-flight stuff, if you've been following the videos, has been brilliant, and we've been having quite a few laughs. So no complaints there at all. I've been super lucky with the weather. I've only had a few lessons cancelled due to weather, and that's incredibly unusual for learning to fly in the UK, because the weather is so changeable, particularly this time of year. As I say, in January I probably only missed 2 lessons, which is remarkable. So to start my course mid-December and to get to 2/3 of the way through towards the end of March is amazing, and a lot of that's down to how lucky I've been with the weather. So it's all going well. So if I stick with my LAPL license, the LAPL license, then this is 2/3 of the way through now. It's just going through some navigation exercises and then building up the solo hours before I go to my skills test, and then we're all done, and that's quite a frightening prospect. I did quite a lengthy video on should I upgrade to the PPL, because one of my main concerns was flying in IMC. Now that is still a concern of mine. I had a long discussion with Andrew about this, and he said, let's see how long it takes to get you to the first solo, and if you're struggling to get to that point, then we may as well convert you to a PPL, because all the extra hours you're going to have to put in just to pass an LAPL will put you to the same hours as the PPL. And that made a lot of sense to me. Now, as it happened, I got to the solo pretty quick. I got to lesson 12, which did take me by surprise. but that cemented my decision to stick with the LAPL. So I'm sticking with the LAPL license because I've only got 10 more hours, maybe a couple more after that perhaps, and I've got the license. Then I can do 10 hours of solo flying, which is amazing. I can't wait to do that, and then I can start taking passengers. The downside with that is I won't be able to get an IMC rating. Now, I've got no intention of flying in clouds anyway, but it does worry me that I could get caught out. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go up for some instruction with Andrew and do some proper IMC flying, just to get a feel for using the instruments and just to know what it feels like to get that spatial disorientation and to suffer from what they call the leans, where you think you're leaning when you're not, and vice versa, which can be a real killer. So I'm going to do a few lessons just to practice some IMC flying, just so I know what to do in an emergency. I'm never going to do it deliberately, it's just for emergency purposes. So I think that's the plan. I'm going to do the LAPL license, hopefully finish it in 30 hours, maybe a little bit more, and then get some extra training on flying in IMC. If I then decide to do the PPL, then yeah, that's something I can look at in the future. I've had a quick look at upgrading. It does require an extra 10 hours of instructed flying, as well as doing another cross country, but with 2 landaways. The LAPL only requires 1 landaway on a cross country, and it's only 80 nautical miles compared to, I think it's 150 on the PPL. So I'll have to do another landaway, or rather 2 landaways on 1 cross country. But that's something I can think about in the future if IMC is something I really want to tackle, which at the moment I don't, so I'm sticking with the LAPL license. So that is pretty much it. So it's been a fantastic experience. It's also brilliant because there's a big student community up at Compton, and watching people just starting like I did back in December, and watching student pilots further down the roads getting close to passing their skills tests. Up until yesterday, one of the students, she passed hers with flying colours, and oh, it was wonderful to see that beaming face, her smiling, and I really hope that's me very, very soon. So anyway, that's an update on the course so far. Loving every minute of it, and long may it continue. Bye for now.